The filter-free diary. Uh,
Good morning. It's 10:25 and yeah, I'm on the road again. Got the car packed up. Left Trist and I've crossed into Slovenia. And I'm actually at something called a Eurospin, but I don't know if you can see this sign quite over there. Anyways, I thought I would check this thing out. This thing is like an Aldi's or a Lidl or something like that. I've seen a couple of them, but I've never checked them out. And it's early, yeah, because the place I stayed at in Trist, it smelled, the bedroom smelled like pee and the bathroom smelled like shit, and I just couldn't stay there any longer than I had to. And the whole idea with getting that place was because it would be right next to the border, so I could, like, you know, wake up in the morning, go through the borders, and then, you know, drive lackadaisically through the rest of the day. Yes, because we are on our way to Croatia. Yeah. And we're only going to stop in Croatia for like a day or two, and then it's on to Serbia, and that's our real destination, and that's what we're doing, and this is how we're getting there. And that place smelled so bad that I'm now probably going to associate Trist with the toilet, which is not fair, because I'm sure there are decent places there. I just happen to pick a bad one, and the perception has really framed my mentality in kind of a sour way. But, you know, that's how life is sometimes. So we're driving, we're leaving, and there's a Shell gas station. And the Spirit's like, you should stop and pick up cigarettes here. And I'm thinking to myself, every single gas station in Italy is self-service. Half the time the shop isn't even open, let alone does it sell cigarettes. Like, I haven't been able to buy cigarettes. And I'm like, whatever. So we stop, we get gas. Oh yeah, I gotta reset my gas thing. Wait, my gas gauge doesn't always work, so I go by how much gas have I used. Okay, so that's reset. And I stop there and I get gas and I walk in, and it's a shop, and it actually is selling cigarettes. So I picked up 2 packs of cigarettes. And how does Spirit always do that? And it just knows the things. Just knows the things. A hard intuition, and the more you listen to it, the louder it gets. But if you just are always ignoring it because you want to do this or you need to do that or whatever, then obviously your intuition is going to be quiet and eventually stop talking to you. Yeah, I guess. So, so loud ass motherfucker. I was like, stop at this place. So we did, and we were able to get the cigarettes, and that'd be like 0.72 for Spirit, and like, I don't know, I got like 3 or 4 points. I don't have much. But, oh yeah, the thing I'm supposed to tell you about, the difference between sheep and goats. Because everyone's like, goats, greatest of all time, right? That's what the goat stands for. And sheep, I think people are just like sheeple. You just follow whoever does whatever. And the Bible has a distinction between goats and sheep, but it's not one that'll probably make sense to you unless you've been following along with a whole bunch of our spiritual shit. Because the whole idea is goats and sheep, both of them, they've got that split hoof, right? They got a 2 for a feet, so they just represent a form. It's the way the form looks on the outside, yes, but it's still just a form. And what are goats? Goats are fun-loving, climbing up the mountains, kind of like the Swiss, right? Just doing all the crazy shit. And what do sheep do? Sheep are like, you know what? I don't need to be climbing up mountains, but I can go run around and frolic and do the thing. And give wool. And I don't know if they give milk. But anyways, so that's kind of like the difference between the sheep and the goats, even though they're both number 2s, they're both forms. So then what's really important about sheep and goats is it's not what the mother's called and it's not what the father's called. No, it's what the child is called. And the thing about a goat, when it has a baby, when it has a son, it has a kid. And the kid grows up to be a kid. And what a sheep has, a sheep has a lamb. And a lamb grows up to be an am, if it can get through the seal. So not for nothing, the idea of sheep and goats is never about the outside. It's never about the outside. You guys are so fixated on the wrappers that things come in that you forget, maybe that's a coconut one and you don't want it, or maybe that one's full of nuts and maybe you should just leave it alone. And maybe that's a surprise one and that's gonna have fish in it. Whatever the case may be, it's never about the outside wrapper. It's always about the inside. And here, as humans, we are the sun, we are the mind, and what we grow up to be could be a kid or it could be a lamb. And that's really the whole thing about sheep and goats, and why, the angels are looking for sheep and not goats. Okay. Have a good morning.